At a protest in Dallas 5 days after George Floyd was killed, a member of the riot squad, Elijah Schaffer of Glenn Beck's Blaze TV, posted a brief clip that showed the brutal beating of a white man by a group of mainly black protesters. The graphic, disturbing footage was viewed more than 35 million times on Twitter. What Schaffer knew but concealed from viewers of his
Yeah, and I'm sorry I had to blur it just so we can watch it, but like, you can find that video on YouTube and it's brutal. Like, there's like, you might have seen it at the time. There's a guy on the ground. He's just getting his ass kicked, his head kicked in. It's just disgusting. It's really horrifying.
Edited clip was that the man he described as an innocent victim of the mob had initiated the clash by threatening protesters with a machete. Video recorded by another...
So wait, let's go back a second because this is important.
The graphic, disturbing footage was viewed more than 35 million times on Twitter. What Schaffer knew but concealed from viewers of his edited clip was that the man he described as an innocent victim of the mob had initiated the clash by threatening protesters with a machete.
Okay, so the claim that Dick is making is that Elijah Schaffer knew that this guy initiated the conflict by attacking people with a sword. Okay, that's the and that he lied about it.
You dispute that claim?
I do dispute that claim.
Elijah Schaffer came in later.
Well, no. So I found Elijah Schaffer's very first tweet.
Okay.
On this, and it's true that the clip is just the clip of him getting beaten up.
Right.
That's true. But if you read the tweet, Elijah Schaffer says, "Breaking: man critically injured at Dallas riots. It appears he attempted to defend a shop with a large sword."
Oh my God. So he's defending the fucking shop. Holy shit.
Looters ran at him. Then he charged rioters. They beat him with a skateboard and stoned him with medium-sized rocks. I called an ambulance and it's on its way.
My God. So it's the same situation as a Rittenhouse. He's fucking defending his property. He's not going after fucking rioters with a sword.
So first of all, this guy, Dick Mackey, who's complaining about leaving out context, leaves out the context that the guy was defending a local bar.
Wow.
And the guy who got injured, he even talks about this. He was interviewed on this later, that he didn't own the shop, but he went there frequently and was defending it.
Wow.
Or
insane.
From rioters.
Insane.
And so this guy cuts out the context that this guy was defending a store, but also Elijah Schaffer, even if he doesn't show the clip, he says in the tweet he was attempting to defend the shop with a large sword. So he didn't leave out the context that the guy had a sword and was getting in the conflicts with the protester.
Yeah, it's not a secret that he had a sword, dude.
Yeah, it's in the original tweet that he's talking about.
Yeah, this is crazy.
And then here's Dick Mackey. He's like, look, here's how to show that Elijah's lying. Okay, because Dick Mackey's trying to say that the guy with the sword started the conflict. That's the BS narrative that he's creating here.
Yeah.
Okay.
Who started the conflict? The fucking rioters who tried to.
So here's the clip, and you'll see if you think that this guy started it, even though he definitely did something very stupid. He definitely doesn't seem to have started the conflict.
By threatening protesters with a machete. Video recorded by another witness showed...
You see how he's standing there and people were throwing rocks at him?
Yeah.
As he's standing?
He's like running away.
That the protesters responded by hurling stones at the man, who then charged at...
Do you like the way he frames this? He's like, he threatened them with a sword. So protesters responded by throwing stones at him. Like, the phrasing of this is so insane. Yeah. It's like, no, you have a guy standing in front of a shop that he doesn't want to get looted, and he has a sword, and he's like, don't loot the shop. And then he reframes it as, oh, he's threatening them with a sword. So it's okay for them to throw rocks at him.
Like he showed up in the street to basically gut him with his machete. That's the narrative he's putting forward.
Exactly. Yeah.
Some racist showed up with a machete wanting to gut innocent protesters, and they started beating him up. What?
Right.
What? He had it coming.
Exactly. That's exactly it. The way he phrases this, it gives you this mental image that he just was like, I'm going to go cut some protesters down with my machete sword. And he just grabbed his machete and he just wandered the streets like, where are them protesters at? Which is completely not at all what happened.
Yes. Phony, fake fucking news. Oh my God.
at them, swinging the blade wildly and cutting one of them before the others disarmed him and took bloody revenge.
Disarmed
You like that?
him and took
Bloody revenge.
Yeah. Yeah. After he defended himself. Oh my God.
After he's trying to protect this bar that he likes, after he's getting rocks thrown at him, you know, and he like, and it's funny because like the reports afterwards, like, oh, he cut someone and it was like this very mild cut, you know, that he gave them with this, you know, little sword that he bought.
Oh my God. He's trying to escape basically.
And it's
what
it's
do you
so
do
funny
when a mob of people like bears down on you? That's terrifying. Holy shit. That's terrifying. That's everybody's nightmare.
And this is like the perfect this is the perfect example of why you don't submit to the mob.
Yeah, no, you're gonna die.
This is what happened to Kyle Rittenhouse. If he had submitted to the mob at any point in the conversation,
he'd be
in
dead.
the incident,
Yeah,
he would
he'd be this guy on the ground right there.
Yep.
They tried to do that with him.
Yep. And there's a picture of this guy afterwards, and he's got like some, you know, fantasy sword on his bed, and he's like some like random, like very nerdy looking, like
oh my God,
like big bruise or anything.
He got himself in a fucked up situation.
He did,
it's just so
and
weird.
he admits he says now that it was what he did was incredibly stupid.
Stupid, yeah.
Yeah. I mean,
but the framing of this guy, oh God, it's so triggering. It's
I know,
so triggering.
so dishonest. It's insane. It's totally insane.
Yeah, to be accusing these guys of being dishonest and be so blatantly dishonest yourself is just, so bad.
Dr. Diddler for $20. Thank you, Doctor. Says, you're not turning into Tim. He's just confused that his tribe is busy doing awful things and saying even dumber ones like, these reporters are awful for accurately depicting the horrible things we do and making us look bad. Well, thank you, Doctor.
Is anyone on the right doing this same kind of? I mean, this is insidious here. What this guy's doing, what this report is. I don't know that I see this on the right.
I would argue not to this extent, but Tucker Carlson does lie constantly about almost everything. So, but I don't know if to this extent. Yeah, I don't know if this extent is happening.
Tucker Carlson lies about rank voting, MMT, like everything that I know about, he pretty much lied.
Yeah, I mean, we talked about last week or the week before, he lied about Frank Luntz pretty insanely. And it's so weird because like Tucker will come to conclusions I agree with, but then he lies to his audience to get them to agree with the conclusion that I agree with.
Yeah, so you're in this weird bind. You're like, okay.
You're like, okay, why didn't you just tell the truth? I mean, this is so strange.
But this is way more
this
insidious.
I haven't seen this being peddled by a mainstream conservative network.
Yeah.
To this level now.
This kind of stuff, like, oh yeah, like portraying the guy as basically marching through the crowd looking for scalps when he's just defending a business, that's so reckless. I don't know. It's the lies about MMT or rank voting just seem paltry by comparison.
They do. This video is just so insane. This is probably the worst piece of journalism I've seen ever, maybe in my entire life. This is so bad. It's so crazy.
Do they know? Do you think this guy knows that he's lying like this, or do you think like his underlings, his producers have brought this to him? Someone in this chain knows they're lying. Maybe not. I mean, people delude themselves.
I think he knows. No, I think he knows because there's this thing that I find so gross, which is if you've ever seen someone leak DMs with a reporter who's trying to get a comment from them, like the reporter's always so nice to them. Even if they're gonna totally eviscerate them in the piece, when the reporter talks to them, they're always so disgustingly nice, and they have like this very dry corporate way of speaking that's like devoid of emotion. And it's so intentional and so manipulative. And one of the reporters from the Riot Squad showed his DMs of Dick Mackey trying to talk to him.
What? Really?
And trying to get his comments, because it was the I don't remember his name, the McGinnis, the guy who was with Kyle Rittenhouse, who took off his shirt and tried to
Yeah,
save.
it's in this video here.
Who took off his shirt and tried to save Rosenbaum. And this guy, Dick Mackey, he accuses one of the riot squad members of intentionally hiding evidence from the public and the police, which is a huge claim to make. And in their back and forth DM, like Robert has this very disgusting, dry, unemotional way of talking that's so cold and calculated that it makes me think he's 100% aware of kind of the way he's framing the information and how he's lying. And he would probably rationalize it as saying, oh, well, it's for the greater good.
Yeah.
I'm doing this because I have to.
Racial injustice.
Right.
Racist police.
Exactly. We have to solve the racism in our country, and these evil right-wingers are doing blah, 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 blah.
Yeah. He looks at the guy defending the property. He's like, that guy, that's just an excuse. Sure, he liked that bar. Really? There was a racial motivation here. This was his opportunity to, like, cut some people, right?
Well, this guy fails the NPC test because he's already calling Kyle Rittenhouse, a horrible guy who went to shoot protesters.
Oh, yeah.
So he's already failed the NPC. This guy's already an NPC. He's failed the Kyle Rittenhouse test.